showing you how to hook up a washing machine with your hot and cold hoses and your drain hose to your house and get it operational. And I'll show you a little bit about the dryer hookup, but I already have the cord on, so usually that's the part people have the most difficulty with. So I'll start with that. We have outlets on this particular house up into the rafters or the floor joists from the upstairs. So when you're hooking up your dryer, this is an electrical dryer. You've only got your cord here, and there's different cords. This is a 3-prong 220, and this is actually made for ovens with this straight line here. Sometimes they have a turn in them, and sometimes these are straight. So to hook this up, all we've done here is we have the rigid hard ductwork. It's a lot fire safe, a lot more fire safe than the flexible stuff that's kind of like tin foil. The dust will blow through this and not get stuck so much. So to hook that up, you just need to push that into place. Sometimes there's a screw or something in place, and then we have our plug here. So real simple, we're plugged in and that dryer is ready to go. Now on the washing machine, it's a little different. Most washing machines have this little storage spot here for your plug, so if you're getting ready to uninstall your washing machine, just know that you don't have to tie it all up in a cord. Whirlpool makes these nice little spots here. It's on Whirlpool and Kenmore. This is an Estate brand made by Whirlpool. Here you have your washer inlet, and this mixes the warm and cold water from your faucet. And then this is your drain spout, which on this house it's routed. It's a real old house from another spot over that way. So we have our hot and cold hoses, and just bear with me while I get you in the right spot. Okay. We went and bought these hot and cold hoses. Usually you get one in a pack, and they're anywhere from $6 to $10 for one hose. I got a 2-pack, and I found these at Walmart. They also had them at Home Depot. And you got your red for your hot and blue for the cold. Now, just like with a garden hose, if you don't have a gasket here, it can leak out onto your floor or from your drain. So they come with these handy little gaskets, and you just stick that in the opening and push it down into place on your hot and cold. And generally, these inlets are hot on the bottom and cold on the top. And because these are color coded, that really helps. Sometimes they're side by side. And then you know from your faucet which one to hook up. Now on this house, we've noticed, this is one of our rental houses, that a lot of plumbing was redone at some point and they switched them. So I'm going to actually have to test my hot and cold because they're not marked. Okay, so you just snug these up by hand. And then with just a slight quarter turn, you're going to want to tighten them a little bit more. Because when the force of the water starts going through there, I guess I'm going to be doing a full turn. You don't want them bursting off. And obviously some people's hands are stronger than others. Now, anytime you buy a new washing machine, they suggest that you replace your hoses. These are supposed to be a 5-year warranty, guaranteed to not burst. Okay, so on this house, because they're not marked, I just want to show you how this is hooked up here. See, we have our hot and cold. And I apologize for the lighting, it is a basement. And this is what I'm talking about. They're not marked. Usually one is red and one is blue for cold. So I'm just going to follow and see which one. Now see, this is a heated copper pipe that's been bent. And this is just an old metal pipe, I think it's galvanized, leading into copper. So we're going to figure out which one's coming in from the cold and which one's going from the water heater. So I'm just following here. It tees in and goes that way. This house, when original indoor plumbing became available, they made this little bathroom. It's so funny. And so we hung a curtain rod on this. Okay, so that is our hot water. And I can see where that one's going. No problem, right through to the cold. Okay. So anyways, everyone's always left this in here, and it's so funny because there's just this shower and an old granite utility sink. And the utility sink, you can see it leaves a very narrow opening. And then there's just the floor drain, and we can't put a shower in there because that's where all the plumbing goes out to the main drain. So maybe someday we'll just take it out. Okay. So now to hook up, you have a drain hose, and on this style washing machine it's built right in to the back of your machine. Sometimes these have a little elbow on them because sometimes your this drains the water out through your pump. Sometimes you're flushing it from a higher level. Like at our house, it's right up at the rafters because we're on a well, and this is city water here. So just through gravity, it's going to go into this hole here. Now, after I move the washing machine back into place, I want to make sure that that's stuffed right down in there so that we don't have any accidents. And you can zip tie that to your drains to make sure that it's not going anywhere. Okay, so for us, this is hot. And generally your hot is on the left side and your cold on the right. But like I said, in the shower at this house, they're backwards. Now the whole while I'm doing these valves are off. If you don't have valves here, you usually can follow your line to somewhere else in the basement to turn that off. I'm just going to tighten that up. Now these are brass fittings. They can handle more tightening. You want to get them nice and snug. On the back of the washing machine, those inlet valves are made of plastic. So you want to be real careful to not over tighten that or squeeze too hard while you're tightening, because you can crack that piece, and that piece costs anywhere from $30 to maybe $50, $60. That's the mixing valve. So now we are all set up, and we're just going to have to push that washing machine back into place. But as you can see, what we did here today, we were upgrading this rental unit to a newer washer and dryer. A lot of different things cause rent to increase, and so you try to do little things, and this is how I got into the washer and dryer repair, is having appliances in the rental houses. It helps us get slightly more rental income, and people aren't spending their money down at the laundromat also, so it's quite convenient. You've got the space in the house already, and most of the repairs are pretty simple. So a little bit of Craigslisting, we're all set.